My name is Richard Rosenfeld. I've been representing Dale Roberts' work for decades now, and he's one of the nicest, sweetest guys I've ever met, beloved by all the customers and by other artists.
Dale Roberts is not only beloved by his fellow artists, he is revered as a painter of exceptional skill and vision. My name is John Thornton, and I've made a number of short films about Dale and other gifted visual artists connected to the city of Philadelphia. Many of my subjects were in attendance at the Rosenfeld Gallery opening of a show of Dale's works on paper. And for this film, rather than interviewing Dale, I decided to talk to his peers.
Hi, I'm Jeff Reed. First off, it's a treat to see all this work on paper because I'm used to seeing all of his encaustic pieces. And something I've always admired about Dale's paintings are how physical they are, how many chances he takes. He works and reworks, but they always seem fresh. And he always seems to be discovering something new about his painting process, about what he's seeing. Dale and I have some things in common, and I'd like to get to know Dale better because I feel like I could learn from him. He works from observation, as I do, but I think he's able to separate from observation a little bit more. So the painting starts to take on more of a life of its own. It's not just a record or recording of what he sees. And maybe more than anything, how much he works. Such a serious work ethic, and he's just very engaged in that physical act of painting. And I admire his work very much.
My name is Michael Bartman. I've known Dale's work starting as a student when I was at the Pennsylvania Academy. I came down to see one of my teacher shows, and there also happened to have been a show of Dale's work, and he was doing very interesting things. I'd never seen encaustic painting before, so I kept following his work, and then like 15 years later I'm also in the same gallery with him, and we're friends now, and I still admire his work. I think we both have similarities of things we like to look at. In this show, it's works on paper, and it's not the encaustic, it's the gouache and also drawing material. So he's able to handle a much lighter look with the same kind of finesse as encaustic, which is more of a heavier oil painting look. There's a real lightness to the work that I like.
Michael pointed out that many of the works in the show seem to be in preparation for larger encaustic paintings that Dale had shown previously.
They're called studies, but I think they're finished works, even though they're smaller and they're maybe in gouache. They're very accomplished.
I'm Rita Smith. I'm an abstract painter, and I've always been an admirer of Dale's work. I see so much abstract in his realism. And I'm excited to see the small pieces in this show because they're little gems. I told him this is one case that size doesn't matter, and I think he agrees. This is a wonderful show, and I think he takes a lot of risks and pushes his medium, whatever he's painting in such a great manner that I'm just excited to be here.
Randall Exel is another of the region's most accomplished artists and a great admirer of Dale. He told me there's a lot of emotion in Dale's work, but then he slipped out of the gallery before I could record him. Something to do with a healthy fear of the Philadelphia Parking Authority, but he later sent me an email. Exel writes, "Sadly, I find most contemporary art these days to be either terribly self-conscious or embarrassingly self-aggrandizing. It's refreshing then to see an artist whose works are honest, searching, and always surprising. Dale Roberts' work keeps moving from one subject to another and from one medium to another. More important, his compositions keep moving as well, often shifting with the subject or motif. Some, more pattern and surface oriented, and others more illusionistic and atmospheric in approach. Every turn in the show presented a surprise, and I like that. But these surprises were not based in fun and pretentiousness. Dale's work is founded in visual curiosity, love of painting and drawing, and a soulful purpose. He's a good man, and it shows in the work.
My name is Scott Noel. I'm a teacher at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. Dale Roberts, to me, is without question one of the very best painters working. I've known Dale for 30 years from our days together at Tyler, and his work has never ceased to grow and surprise me in all those years. It's a real triumph of what I would call the most generous spirit in painting. That is to say, someone alive to all the best and most vivid energies in earlier art, and able to galvanize those energies into something that grows ever more personal, ever more rapturous, I would say. It's in an act of transformation, of translation of all the visual energies of color, shape, texture, rhythm, into a kind of poem about experience. Dale is a great painter, and he's a privilege to know and to be challenged by as a fellow painter.
Because I can't top what any of those wonderful artists had to say about Dale, I'll just end by saying his show will be up till February 22nd, 2015.